Hey, Shalom, Makim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that's what teaching this truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect, beginning with 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes in who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you all I say Shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. The Lord willing, today this lesson will be edifying. And I want to do a response video to the video that you see here on the screen. It's entitled Read Pros and Cons of Hebrew Israelites, Rebuke, Reprove, and Upbraid. And this is the elder Manata Zagba, GMS South Carolina '08. As always, subscribe and be edified, as the elders constantly always putting videos out there, and a lot of good information going in on how pretty much Jake, Jake believes that when you hear this word, it's supposed to have this quote unquote, this peaceful message, this peaceful message that's supposed to be all loving and all caring, when the scriptures clearly tell you that the prophets that have been before thee and before the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against great countries and against great kingdoms of war, evil, and pestilence. So the prophets, whenever the prophets came on the scene, the prophets never had this world friendly, this world friendly doctrine. The prophets were hated. Okay, it's a reason as to why Yahweh Shai said, blessed are ye when men shall revile you, and call you evil for my name's sake. You see, because the prophets are going to have a message that's not going to be, the prophets are going to have a message that's going to be completely contrary to this world, into the way that this world is ran, and the things that are heard in this world. You see, our people have been pretty much pacified by smooth words, as the scripture says, so that now whenever you have the ways of the east, which the ways of the east are rough, westernized, the western world, has completely pacified and completely pussified our men, and it just causes people to be out of order, but the prophets are set up for you to feel attacked. You should feel attacked whenever the prophets are speaking, because that's what the scriptures proclaim. All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit of this in the beginning, and we'll get a few precepts, and Lord willing, like I said, this is going to be edifying. So without further ado, we'll jump right into it. So make sure the volume is nice. Hopefully it's not an echo, but we'll play it.
There's assertive and then there's aggressive. Because there's assertive and then there's aggressive.
Right, and they be on that borderline aggressive.
And if you're offending people,
they said right, they be on that borderline aggressive. And when you go into the scriptures, Yahweh Shai, all right, he was known as an austere man. You see, the prophet, the prophet Samuel, whenever he was contending against the prophets of Baal, and the prophets of Baal pretty much showed themselves to be false, and that their God was false. Hey, Samuel, I think Samuel actually killed. Matter of fact, let's get it real quick, because this right here is an aggressive act. Okay, what's that? 1 Kings, the 18th chapter, I want to say it is. I'm just gonna jump straight to the point. Let's see, 1 Kings 18, and because this is whenever he called fire down from heaven. All right. Right, here we go. This is whenever Samuel called down fire from heaven to show forth that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is a true power. This is 1 Kings 18 and 40. It says, and Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook of Kishon and slew them there. So Elijah, the prophet, actually killed these prophets. So do you think that Elijah, these false prophets, I rather say, do you think that Elijah was this nice looking man? No, Elijah was a rough man. I said Samuel by mistake, you know, so Salakia, but this was actually Elijah that did this. But there's even an instance where, you know, cometh thou peaceably. Let's get that. Peaceably. I know it's in Samuel. Here it is. Yep. 1 Samuel chapter 16. Let's read this. All right, this is 1 Samuel 16:4. It says, and Samuel did that which Yahweh spake and came to Bethlehem. It says, and the elders of the town trembled at his coming and said, comest thou peaceably? So why would you have the people trembling whenever Samuel came on the scene? Because they knew, all right, at that time, hey, the prophets back then, all right, especially during this time here, the prophets back then, man, they were feared, man. They were highly revered. They were highly revered and respected. You see? So you just couldn't come at the prophets of the Lord any kind of way. You see? Or I'd rather say the prophets of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, they would come in a particular kind of way that wouldn't be necessarily soothing to the ears, for lack of better words. You know? The prophets came rough and they came rugged. So the prophets did come in an aggressive manner. That's like I said, that's the ways of the East, man. But here being in America for too damn long, you know, you get reproved and you get rebuked, and people get all bent out of shape and up in arms because of correction. So let's rewind it back and hear it again.
Because there's assertive and then there's aggressive.
Right. And they be on that borderline aggressive.
And if you're offending people, then they're not gonna receive what you're talking about. I don't want to.
And that's the thing. We're not out here to try to get everybody to believe in what we're saying. Okay, it's clear in the scriptures, and it's evident within the scriptures that what? Only the election are going to obtain it and the rest are going to be blinded. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Okay, our job isn't to make everybody believe what we're saying. You see? It's only going to be the elect that are going to hear. Then the word is going to fall on deaf ears. With that point, read the parable of the sower seed, man. Okay, you had some seeds that fell by the wayside. You had some seeds that fell onto stony ground. You had some seeds that fell amongst the thorns, and you had the seed that fell upon the good ground. And that seed represents the word, and the ground represents the mind that is being placed inside, man. Okay? Our job is to teach the word, and those who are meant to hear it are going to hear it, and those who are not going to get it are not going to get it. Okay? As a matter of fact, let's get this real quick. 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. All right, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 4. Verse 4 says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. You see? So if the gospel that we preach and the word that we preach is not accepted, as this lady said, which really she really shouldn't even have an opinion about it, you know. But that just goes to show you how out of order, you know, that our people are, especially our women, you know. So it says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. It says, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. You see, the Lord has to be dealing with you in order for you to understand and hear this word and to believe upon it. The Lord knows those who are his, and he knows those who aren't his. So if you feel offended, okay, at the word, and you feel offended at the way that the word is coming out, 9 times out of 10, it's very, very highly likely that you're not of the elect. It's just that simple. Well, what did the Lord say? Okay, he said that what? He said, blessed is he, and blessed is he, and who is not offended in me. Let's get that real quick. Blessed is he. Well, let's offended. Let's do that real quick. I think this one is in Matthew, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, this is Matthew chapter 11. Matthew chapter 11, verse 6. And this is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ speaking right here. He said, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. You see, you can't be offended at the truth. Well, what did the Apostle Paul say? He said, have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? And that's the problem with our people today, man. The truth gets pushed and the truth gets preached, but our people find a problem in it. They find a problem on how the message comes out. When the Lord don't give a damn about your feelings. You know, he don't give a damn about how you feel in the stance of his word coming out. thou shalt not hurt their feelings. Now that's not what the scriptures say. The scripture says, cry aloud and spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions and the house of Israel their sins. So either A, you build tough skin, you know, and you deal with it, or B, you get offended and you get destroyed. Right? As a matter of fact, what's another precept? What's that? Proverbs 19 and 24, 25, one of those two. Let's see. Here we go. Proverbs 19 and 25, it says, smite a scorner, and the simple will beware. And reprove one that hath understanding, and he will understand knowledge. You see, you reprove one that has understanding, and he will become more wiser, man. He's not gonna hear, you know, he's not gonna sit here and get all butthurt and bent out of shape because how the message comes out. If you walking across the street and there's a 18 wheel Mack truck flying down the street and you don't see it and you're not paying attention, you might be looking down at your phone, or you might have some headphones in, you know, or whatever the case may be. And we scream to the top of our, you know, somebody screams to the top of their lungs and say, hey, get out the road. Get out the road. Hey, get your ass out the road. You gonna turn around and say, man, why you gotta talk to me like that? You don't gotta say it that way. It could have been said differently. No, at that point, what? You gonna die. Your guts gonna be splattered all over the street at that point, because you wasn't taking heed to the word, but you was just listening to how it came out. You see? Let's go back.
I want to be offended, like, you know, if you are schooling me, well, I'm not gonna say not be offended, right? Because we just said fuck them people told us. So we gonna we gonna defend, but I don't wanna be like up in your face.
Yeah. Like you about to attack.
Like I'm about to attack you.
And the thing is, we ain't never put our hands on nobody. You know, the scriptures say that we got to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You see? But she said, like, well, hold up. They mentioned attack, right? Let's listen again.
We gonna defend, but I don't wanna be like up in your face.
Yeah. Like you about to attack.
Like I'm about to attack you. I'm offend you.
Like I'm about to attack you. They mentioned the word attack. Right? Well, let's check this out. Let's get the book of Hosea real quick. Let's get to Hosea, the 6th chapter. All right, in verse 5. All right, this is the book of Hosea, chapter 6, verse 5. All right, it says, therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. All right, now let's get this word hewed. Okay, our job is the Lord uses the prophets to hew people. Now, is this talking about physically hewing somebody? Well, first and foremost, you got to figure out what the word hew means. Hew is an old English way of saying to cut, like somebody hewed out stone, right? That word hew in the Hebrew is chatazab, all right, chatazab, and you have to dig, cleave, divide, hew, make, cut out. Does not the scripture say that the word is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword? You know, piercing and dividing asunder even to the soul and spirit, right? That's what the word is to do. The word is to cut you. You see? It says cut out, dig out, cut down, right? To divide, cleave. So it means to cut, right? Or to dig. But let's go down to the Brown Driver Briggs lexicon and take a look at this. So it says hew out or cleave, right? And when you cleave something, you're dividing it. So it says metaphorically, hew in pieces, Hosea 6 and 5, figurative of Yahweh attacking people by agency of prophets. Let's read that again. So it says metaphorical, hew in pieces, figurative of Yahweh attacking people by agency of prophets. You see that? So the prophets are sent to make you feel like you're being attacked. The prophets are to attack your character. The prophets are set to attack your moral standard or your moral code, because if it's not lining up according to the word, you are supposed to feel like you're being attacked according to what we just read here in the scriptures. And you clearly just heard them say, I feel like you attacking me. You know, why y'all gotta talk like you attacking me? Because that's what the word does. It's a sword. You use a sword to attack. You know, the word is also likened unto a shield. that deflects and protects you. It's likened unto water. It's likened unto wine. You know, the word is likened unto a garment that covers yourself. It's likened unto oil. You know, the word is likened unto many things, but one thing here that we're talking about here in this particular instance is talking about in the sense of attacking. Somebody comes and says some bullshit, you use the scriptures to cut that shit down. Oh, what's that scripture? Well, let's finish this. It says, therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth. Now, when you slain somebody, that means that somebody's killed. You see that word harag, like it means to kill, slay, murder, destroy. Okay. And it says, I have slain them by the words of my mouth. It says of the Most High's slaying and judgment. So the slaying and judgment can be actual judgment taking place and people getting slain, or the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua coming out by way of his word. I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. You see that? So absolutely you should feel attacked. Hey, the scripture says that we're to be breaking down to the pulling down of strongholds. Right? It says, 2 Corinthians 10:4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, right? But mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. You see? The word is to pull down strongholds, and the main stronghold that is supposed to pull down is the mental stronghold of your mind. You know, the things that have been encapsulating and gripping your mind, the word is to pull those things down. You see? And it's not gonna feel good, you know, because it's pretty much you gotta be deconstructed to be rebuilt back up. It's just like an old abandoned, decayed building. You know, that building has to be broken down and has to be destroyed, and then a new building could be reared back up. But in order for that process for the building to be destroyed, you know, you gotta set, you know, explosives and detonate it, or you might have a wrecking ball that has to come in. That's not a pleasant looking thing. You see? So it says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. Okay? So let's go back to the video.
I'm gonna offend you with the truth, but I don't want to be, all up in your space, like I'm being, like you say, in attack mode.
Some people need to be
in attack mode. Well, the prophets, we are to be we're to constantly be in attack mode. Especially when it comes to somebody, when it comes down to breaking down the scriptures the right way, and you see somebody going off, what you in attack mode. You attack that false ideology. You attack that wicked imagination, and what you cut it down. You see? Once again, you have our people who are offended at the way that the message comes out, but they're not taking heed to the message. You see? The scripture says, let the righteous smite me. Let me get that real quick. Let the righteous smite me. And the smite means the hit, by the way. You know? Does that mean that we literally walking around with our Bibles and we smacking people in the heads with the scriptures and we, physically hurting and punching people? No. Okay? Psalm 141 verse 5, it says, let the righteous smite me. Right? And that, like I said, that word smite means to strike or to hit. Okay, let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness. You see that? So really, with you being smitten by the word, it's really a kindness, because you're learning things that's actually for the betterment of your soul. Right? It says, and it shall be a kindness. It says, and let him reprove me. That word reprove means to correct. It shall be an excellent oil which shall not break my head. You see that? You're not gonna you're gonna be all right. It may come out, the word may come out rough. You have those who teach who are more forward than others, and you have those who teach who are more gentle than others. But at the end of the day, it's still the same message. You see, it says, "For yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities." Okay, so yeah, the word is going to come out as a sword. You are going to feel attacked, as we read in Hosea the 6th chapter, the 5th verse. All right, you are going to be smitten whenever this word comes out. You are to feel. You should feel attacked. You see, and the scripture says, "It's not my word likened unto a hammer, or it's not my word likened unto a fire, and its people wood." Fire. what does fire do to wood, man? It consumes it. You're supposed to feel consumed when this word comes out. It'll either make you or break you. But you got a lot of people who are broken by the word, and they're not built back up. They find something to be offended in, and with that offense they allow, and with that offense it doesn't allow them to grow. It makes them just remain where they at and be pretty much mediocre. Okay, that root of bitterness springs up inside of you.
They really do. They really do.
They
do.
You can just have casual conversation with and build with, and them boys don't have no gauge on that. Them boys
Yeah.
going all the time, you know what I'm saying?
So that's what I would say about them, because every time I see them, they real aggressive.
But they got that Slim Thug motto on that song.
What?
I say if you offended, it's plenty.
Shalom, brothers and sisters out there.
Yeah, you know, then the elder went in on the video. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, yeah, it's like you gotta, you know, it's like you shaking, you know, you like you grabbing somebody and you shaking them by the shoulders, and you know, you shaking them like, hey man, you know, wake up. Well, how you gonna if you about to be late? You know what I'm saying? If you about to be late for something, the scripture says that you're supposed to arise up out your sleep. You know, if you hear an alarm, of war being blown, right? If you hear an alarm of war being blown, you're not gonna just casually, you know, you're not just gonna casually just move, slow. No, you're gonna move with a sense of urgency, man. You see, the alarm's being blown so that what? You can get your ass up and get to the safe haven, get to the rally point. But that lackadaisical spirit of moving all slow and things like that, that's gonna get your ass caught up. You see? But Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that taught us the truth, and that's what teaching is truth, and much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Until next time, Lord willing, I say shalom.